Hello and welcome to today's event. I am Nadia Bensad, the events manager at the Manhattan Chamber of Commerce. We represent and support the 100,000 businesses across the borough of Manhattan, which is, of course, is the city's economic center. We are focused on advancing the economic vitality of our city by building a strong and thriving climate for the broad business community, including small businesses and startups, mid-market companies, and large corporations. Our chamber is business-focused, community-minded, and future-driven. Our biggest priority right now is still the city's economic recovery in the wake of the COVID crisis. We have 10 full-time staff members going door to door to help small businesses survive the pandemic. To sign up to this free and fantastic initiative, please go to smallbiz.nyc. And today's event is NYC Small Business Opportunity Fund training, hosted by one of our specialists, is Kevin Munoz. I hope I say it correct. So thank you so much, Kevin, for being here today with us and hosting this event. With you, we have the opportunity to learn a little bit more about this initiative and how we can learn and train to submit our requests. So thank you so much. I'll give you the floor, and please, everyone, if you have any question, you can drop your questions now on our chat room, or later you can raise your hand and you can ask your questions. There you go.
Thank you,
Let's
Nadia.
go.
Thank you, Nadia. So my name is Kevin Munoz. I'm a business support specialist at the Manhattan Chamber of Commerce with the Small Business Resource Network. And so today we're going to talk about this new loan opportunity, the NYC Small Business Opportunity Fund. And I'll share my screen to start the presentation. I believe that it is sharing now. And so a quick introduction on the loan itself, on eligibilities and the documents needed, and we'll go through the application process or the pre-application process that they have us do. But before we begin, I want to remind you, on the Small Business Resource Network, we are specialists that do go throughout all Manhattan and provide small businesses in areas of finance, marketing, legal, business strategy, and technology. And so we have different specialists throughout the city. So basically, Manhattan is split in thirds, where we have my partner Harry, who's in the Upper Manhattan area and Chinatown, Sean Martin, who covers mostly mid Manhattan, anywhere from 34th up to, I believe, 79th, 75th. And then myself, who covers Lower Manhattan, anything below 34th, and even Washington Heights and Inwood. And we are the business support specialist, but we also have restaurant support specialist that is split into the East and West, with Kevin Moss covering the East and Vincent covering the West side of Manhattan. And they have engagement fellows that are engaging with small businesses every day. And our tech specialist that covers all of Manhattan, Staten Island, and I believe the Bronx as well. Their contact information will be down below, or at the end of this presentation. So if you want to reach out to any of these specialists directly, feel free to do so. They'd love to hear you and help you out. Now, the Small Business Opportunity Fund provides access to flexible, affordable capital and free business support to services and small business owners and emerging entrepreneurs. So essentially, the loan is anywhere from $2,000 minimum to $250,000 maximum. If you are a new business or a startup business, the maximum amount is $100,000. And essentially, to be eligible, you have to be located in New York City and earn less than $5 million in annual revenue. And another important thing to note is that this is not managed by us, the Manhattan Chamber of Commerce or the Small Business Resource Network. We are just simply trying to help everyone understand this and get through the process and hopefully receive any funds if they'd like. So let's go over the let's go over the loan sort of terms and everything that we basically need to know out of it. So again, the loan is minimum of $2,000 to $250,000. And it's basically determined on your ability to repay the loan. The interest rate is a fixed interest rate of 4%, and there's no application fee. So the SBS and the city works with different partners throughout the city that you will be assigned, and I'll talk about this later. But basically, if any of these partners try to convince you of a fee, let us or anyone at the SBS know, because they shouldn't be accepting or asking for any fee. The repayment term, 60 or 72 months. We can talk about sort of what these proceeds can be used for. So if you are a startup business, you can use it for your startup, whether it's buying any equipment or buying any things you might need. If you're in the middle of a business acquisition, or if you are refinancing, this is also a popular, I think, use of this is if you already have existing debt that you would like to refinance with this 4% interest rate, which right now is actually quite attractive. This is one way you can use it. And again, with equipment, leasehold improvements, any working capital. The only caveat to this is generally no real estate use out of it. And so for businesses that are eligible, so this mission is really set to provide funding for communities that have had trouble accessing traditional loans in the past. So minority and women-owned businesses, businesses located in low and moderate income communities, new startups and early stage businesses. Generally, a lot of the aid that has been provided to small businesses has unfortunately left out a lot of new businesses that came out right before the pandemic, during the pandemic, and they weren't given access to a lot of this aid simply because they were too new. So this helps address this. And any startup that is with less than 1 year of operation, or even one that's in the plan, a startup that's in the works can apply for this loan. And of course, any business that was impacted heavily by the pandemic and they're in the process of recovering, rebuilding, they should be looking at this financing opportunity. And for ineligible businesses, or businesses that basically, will find it hard, are, well, any businesses who's engaged in any illegal things. It's pretty self-explanatory, and not-for-profit organizations as well. It's very important that a business can demonstrate their ability to repay a loan. And we'll talk about all the documents and information that is needed to provide. It's really case-by-case basis. I'll probably be saying this a lot throughout the talk, is that really it's the case-by-case basis. A lot of businesses that are applying are in different stages, and will probably need to provide different documents in order to achieve this. And so what are the documents needed? For all businesses, we need evidence of legal formation. So it's pretty self-explanatory. Basically, actual paperwork that your business is formed legally, ownership information, so whose name is on the business, and any documents or any paperwork that can help demonstrate your ability to pay back the loan. So that can be any internally generated financials, tax returns, bank statements. But for those that are just starting off, less than a year of operation, maybe once you already have your business formed, but you are early in your in generating revenue, some documents that are asked are proof of outside income, or guarantors, resume showing your experience with this. It'll depend on the lender, or the partners that are providing this, but it doesn't help to gather a lot of these documents and information now, if you're thinking that this might be something you're looking for. So we can go over this pre-application that will help you started to get this loan. And so we will begin by basically going to sbsopportunityfund.nyc, and it'll take you to this page where you can go ahead and see basically everything I just said. You can go to apply now, and it will take you on a lot of questions to basically help them gauge where you're at with your business, what needs your business has currently, and they'll try to partner you up with resources that can help you meet these needs to the best of their ability. So does this pre-application look like? Well, the first is how much do you plan to actually to use your loan? How do you plan to use your loan? How much do you want to borrow? And so this will be determined on how much you can repay. Again, if you are a new business that is less than 1 year of operation, the maximum is 100,000. But say you are 2-3+ years into operation and you're looking for growing or expanding your business, you can go up to $250,000. And how do you plan to use your loan? You can go in and basically select whether you're growing, whether you're investing in equipment, whether you're refinancing, things like this. And then they want to know a little bit about your business. So you'll name your business, you'll select your business type. So whether you are a LLC, sole proprietorship, corporation, stuff like this. You also then select your industry. So, whether you are in hospitality, healthcare, retail, manufacturing, transportation, any of these industries you can find. And they also would like to know the time you've had in your business. So if you have less than 1 year, if you are seasoned and you're on your 5th year or something like this, that's what they like to know about your business. So when did your business begin in operation? If you're less than 1 year, you'll provide the date that maybe you formed your business, and everyone would know this date. It's important. It's this loan is only for New York City-based businesses, so they would like to know your address, and then the type of business that you have. So there are a lot of businesses out there that are home-based, that do have a storefront, that maybe don't have a storefront, are not home-based, but are a manufacturer and they have a warehouse. This is where you would let them know how you have your business set up. And how you would like to be reached. This is really important. If you'd like to be reached by email, once they email you, the best recommendation is staying on top of it and responding as quickly as possible, whether it's phone. You want to be on the lookout for, once you complete all this pre-application, once they get back to you, you want to make sure you can answer and have documents with you ready to go as soon as possible. From what we were told, this can take anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks, but it's a very case-by-case basis. Some businesses that have been in operation for a few years have these documents and bank statements and tax returns with them on hand, and they can provide them pretty quickly. But if you are a new business, you might want to think about getting all these documents ready. Yeah. And then the last about your total revenue. And it's okay to say less than 100,000 if you're just starting off, but the cap is at 5 million. So any more annual revenue than that, you're ineligible for this program. And a simple question: did you earn a profit last year? It doesn't hurt. They just simply want to know more about your profile and give you the best resources tailored to your business. And again, they'll ask you, what is your annual net profit of the year? And they'll ask you again for a few more details about your business. How many you have, how many employees you might have. For any at-home or startup businesses, maybe it's just you, that's okay. Or maybe you are a business that employs 20 people in a couple locations that you have. And they'd like to know any prior bankruptcies as well. For some businesses that are new, maybe you are expecting some revenue. Others might have a ballpark of what they're already earning. Simply, you just select where you're at. And this is a big one. Do you have a business plan? So for businesses that are just starting off, you will receive a lot of support in this. If you don't have a business plan, I would encourage everyone to have one. If you do have a business plan, or if you made a business plan in the past, it's always good to freshen it up, to look back at it, to make sure you're on course. Popular or a common phrase I like to throw around is that people don't plan to fail, they fail to plan. So selecting no, they might actually just refer you to some resources where they can help you build a strong business plan. Also, ourselves, the Small Business Resource Network, can also direct you to programs and resources that can help you out in this. And and this is where they'll ask you if you're interested in any additional support. Because yes, we need capital. Yes, we need cash. We need money to help our business, but we also need some knowledge and some help in legal issues and human resource issues, customer relations, anything like this that could be new to you. I would encourage you to really select everything you might want to be learning on. It's free, it doesn't hurt, and I encourage everyone to contact at least one Small Business Resource Network specialist to get contact with that help. And then I'll ask you, how did you hear about this particular fund or this loan program? Some of you might have heard through the Business Solution Centers, maybe not. Maybe you heard it from us, the Manhattan Chamber of Commerce. And in which case, I think there's a list of where you can scroll down and select either the Business Solution Center that you heard this from, or anyone else that you may have found this thing. They just want to know who to give credit for sharing their service. And then that's essentially the same question. This program is open to immigrant-owned businesses as well. So this just simply wants to find and make sure everything is in order. So maybe this is important. And again, just getting demographics on, making sure that there are targeting the business owners that would be hopefully benefiting this from the most. So any women-owned businesses, any businesses owned by people of color, people with disabilities, LGBTQ identifying business owners are heavily encouraged to apply for this. It is really directed for this group of people who traditionally have had trouble securing a lot of this finance and financial aid. And yet they'll ask you, demographic questions of how you identify, and you're free to select however you want. There's no minimum credit score. They just do want to gauge where you are at financially. It does depend on the loan amount that they will that you could be awarded. So don't take this question as oh boy, I'm sitting at a 620. I don't know if I'll get, this is really just to get a gauge, and a good, honest answer will get you the help you need. So, and once you've answered all of these questions, a lending representative will contact you on your presence of your contact. So if you prefer email, if you prefer call, be on the lookout as soon as you submit this, because as soon as they do contact you, you can help this move a little bit faster the quicker that you reply, and the quicker you have all of your materials ready. And once you hear out from them, then they'll connect you with not only the partner, the funding partners, the different groups that are issuing this help, but also specific help, like if you were looking for marketing or tech help as well. So if you can take anything out from this presentation, if you can dig up any recent tax returns, bank statements, business owner information, have these things ready, just so when you do apply and they do contact you, you are ready to move forward right away. Again, this is not managed by the Manhattan Chamber of Commerce or the Small Business Resource Network, but we are here to assist you through this process. So feel free to reach out to Harry in Upper Manhattan, Sean in Midtown or Mid Manhattan, myself in Lower Manhattan, our restaurant specialists as well, and any tech questions you might have, please reach out. Their emails are there. We are always happy to talk. And with that, I will stop sharing my screen and can help answer any questions, hopefully. Let's see. And maybe another specialist can also jump in if they have any additional information on this fund. But yeah, if you have any questions, please feel free to throw them in the chat, or go ahead and ask away.
Okay, let's wait a couple of minutes to see if anyone wants to pass. I have a question. Do you think that we can share this presentation with our guests today, or is this something that you cannot share?
No, yeah, this should be shareable. I'll be happy to make this maybe a PDF or something that you can gather all this information from. Also, visiting the website, the sbsopportunityfund.nyc has really all the questions that you might have already in the FAQ section. So I would encourage you to visit that site as well right away. And once you're already on the site, you're already living in the place where you're going to be applying and submitting this pre-application. So that's a good place. I can drop the website in the chat as well.
Yeah. So again, everyone, if you have any questions, please, now is the time to ask your question. And someone just dropped the question. Can you please email this presentation? Yes. Kevin just said that he will provide a PDF, and then we will forward the presentation to everyone in this room today, or everyone that registered today. Also, the recording of this presentation is going to be on our YouTube channel very soon. So if you want to return and see and review with Kevin what is been discussed today, you can go back and watch the recording on our YouTube channel. So Nicole Crooks, she's asking, where can we find help creating business plan?
So yeah, so the small business development centers, I know can help you develop your business plan. There are also some external things that I've used to try to, because I'm not going to lie, this opportunity fund, this NYC Small Business Opportunity Fund is very, if I can go back to I think the information on the grant, on the loan itself, a fixed rate at 4% in this economy is actually quite great, and really is encouraging to build your business and maybe take advantage of this to access any capital they might have. So I also really want to create a business plan myself. Yeah, the small business development centers, the SBDCs, can help with your business plan and formation of your business plan as well.
Wonderful. Can you email us the YouTube channel? Yes. So once we upload the recording on our YouTube channel, we will send a recording of this presentation and along with the PDF. All right. So any other questions?
One thing I guess I also forgot to mention, for any startups, the initial, for the first 6 months, you're only paying the interest on the loan. So if you're just a startup and you're just starting out, the 6 months will only be interest payments, so they won't be the full payments. And on the website, I believe they do have a sort of like a monthly payment estimate of how much your monthly payment would be based on the amount that you took out. So say that you took out $5,000, what they claim that the monthly payment would be about would be $92, and it goes up accordingly from there. Yeah, I believe for a startup, you would provide ways, and I don't know collateral, but I think a co-signer or a guarantor, someone that can help show that you can repay the loan back. Anything that can demonstrate this would be very helpful.
Let's read the question. That is the answer to the question. For a startup, do you need to provide collateral or a cosigner? So Kevin just answered these questions. So Deborah is asking, when do you have to start paying back the loan?
That's a good question. I think that's more with your loan provider. So there's a lot of different partner organizations that are working with this, and that is, in a company capital, Pursuit, Harlem Entrepreneur Fund, Ascendus, Renaissance, True Fund. These all have different, they work differently, but based on your business profile and which of these partners are better suited to help you. Once you're connected with them, they'll be able to provide, but they are very different. It's a very case-by-case basis, because you have businesses that are going to be hopefully expanding and businesses that are starting. So there are very different points. And so what they're given and their terms are going to be a little different. And so, yeah, unfortunately that it's like a common answer that even we received on a call with the SBS, that it's very case by case and it depends on your loan. So there's another question from Nicole. If I'm acquiring a business, would I answer the question for myself or the current owner? For example, once I take over, it would be women and minority owned, but currently it is not. I would say, because you are the one acquiring the business, it would be your information that they would want. That's at least what it seems like that the application is asking is more your information and what you plan to use the money for. So if you're planning to use the money for an existing business that you're planning to acquire, you can give your revenue projections, what you hope to basically your plan on how you're going to receive cash in to be able to pay back the loan. So you would give your information, as a woman and minority owned business, and you would it would be treated as such. So good question.
All right, so again, let's give an opportunity to people to ask more questions, but if you feel like you don't have any more questions, So we will close here. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining today. And thank you so much, Kevin, for this great presentation. Thank you. We maybe
Yeah.
should do more of those more often.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great opportunity, really. This loan had me thinking, I got to start my own business. This is a good opportunity.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. So again, you can email the help desk at manhattancc.org if you have any question, concern regarding your business. You can contact directly the specialists that they were mentioned today, and you can find also their contact on the PDF that is going to be sent along with the recording later today or tomorrow, based on the upload on YouTube channel. And then you can follow the Manhattan Chamber of Commerce for updates for more events at manhattancc.org. Again, manhattancc.org, where you can find plenty of events for 2023. And hopefully we can see you soon, either online or in person. So everyone, thank you so much. Thank you for the specialists that came today to support this event as well. And again, if you have any question, please email the specialist directly or helpdesk@manhattancc.org. Have a good day, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, everyone.